to another business segment with Mrs. Stevenson.Johnson. Today we are going to continue on the topic production, and we are going to look on the levels of production. There are 3 levels of production, namely subsistence production, domestic level of production, and the export level of production. What is the subsistence level of production? This is the level of production where a person produces enough goods to satisfy his or herself or their own household. So, in a subsistence production, a person may plant a garden, so they don't have to buy flowers, right? So they provide their own flowers. They can do some farming, they can go and look for a little area behind their house, and they can plant tomatoes. They can do pak choy, they can do callaloo, cabbages, just about any grown provision and vegetables that you want. But what you're doing, you're producing for yourself and no one else. Okay? And not just that. What about if you like sewing? You could just buy yourself a little sewing machine and you could sew your own clothes. Yes? And then you don't have to go to the dressmaker or the tailor. And that will save you a lot of money and time. So guess what? Benefits of doing subsistence level of production. As I mentioned before, it will allow you to save money. The time you'll take to go downtown to buy these things, you will already have them at your fingertip. And guess what? You will be able to explore your creativity. So that's it for subsistence production. Let's go to number 2. Domestic level of production. This level of production is where the production of goods and services are done in bulk to satisfy the local market. So let's say, for example, you decided to do some subsistence farming, production for yourself. And you realize that you have a lot and you didn't know that the crop would, provide so much. And then you decide to take it, say you live in Exchange, Ochoreas, and you decide to take it down in the market to sell. That means you are providing what? Domestic level of production. So that is what happens when you do domestic level of production. You have sufficiently provided for not just yourself, but for others locally, not internationally, but locally. What are some of the benefits when you do domestic level of production? It helps you to use local inputs such as labor, capital, raw materials. It helps you to provide jobs. Yes, job creation, because you're going to find out that because you are producing so much, you're going to need help. So you are going to employ a few person. It also helps you to reduce imports. What is imports? That is when we do international trade. We take goods from overseas, goods that we do not produce of our own in our country. And also, you reduce the use of foreign exchange. Okay? And overall, the benefit of domestic production, the economy may become self-sufficient. That is when we are able to provide for ourselves and we are not depending on any other country to survive. And that's it for domestic level of production. Now let us go to the third and the last. Surplus, or otherwise known as export level of production. The production of goods above what is needed to supply domestic needs. Yes. So surplus, as the word said, right, speaks for itself. The extra amount that remains from the domestic level of production. We have so much that we can now export it to the international market. So yes, for example, Jamaica, we produce a lot. Sometimes we have a lot of ackee and we can the ackee and we send it overseas. Yes, to sell on the international market. What are some of the benefits when we export our goods? We are able to earn foreign exchange. We developed an external market, and we also create jobs at the export level production. And we improve balance of trade and current account of balance of payment. So there you have it. The 3 levels of productions are subsistence level. That is when you provide for yourself and your family only. And then domestic production. That is when you produce so much to provide for yourself and you have a lot remain, you take it to the local market. And then the last one is the export. That is when you provide and the local market and you have extra amount remaining, then you can able to sell it at the